Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. I'm Philip Jacob and you're watching Metal Beings. On today's video, we are going to see the all new Mahindra Thar 2020. So before I start off with the video, let me clear out one thing. Everyone say in their reviews that it is a baby Wrangler and it is copied from Jeep, etc, etc, etc. First thing, a little bit of history. Mahindra was a steel trading company in the year 1945, and after independence, Mahindra came to know that the automobile industry should be a good input, and they got the license from Willys to make Jeeps. So that is how this iconic design started. So it was with license. It's not copied. It's nothing as such. Okay. So it is an iconic design, a beautiful car. So let's go through the detailed review of this all new Mahindra Thar 2020. To start off with the all new Mahindra Thar 2020, you have two engine variants. You get the petrol and the diesel also. And in both the engines, you have the manual transmission and the automatic transmission. Both are 6-speed. And in both, you have something called as the Adventure series and the Lifestyle series also. So the Adventure series again has 3 variants underneath that. And then finally, the Lifestyle series, which is the complete top end. So let's go through the design aspects of this iconic all new Mahindra Thar 2020. So you have the iconic design of the round headlamps, which are halogen headlamps, and also you get the slats in between. Again, this design has been carried over for a very long time from the initial Mahindra Jeep which was introduced. And you have the dual tone bumpers. So as you can notice, they are made out of plastic fibers. That is because once you're doing some adventure with your car, you don't get any paint scratches or anything as such. This is very rugged, you don't have any issues. And then you have fender mounted daytime running LED lamps, and also you have indicators incorporated in them. And again on the bumpers you have the fog lamps also. And again, to open the bonnet you have external mounted latches, which is again the very old design from the Mahindra. You just open them, unclip it, and then you can open the bonnet to see the heart of the car. So while checking the side profile of the car, the first thing you notice is this asymmetric wheel arches. So you have a square design over here for the wheel arch, and at the rear it is actually circular, which I will show to you. And while checking the wheels, you get 18-inch alloy wheels on the top end, whereas that is the LX variant gets the 18-inch wheels, whereas the AX variants get the 16-inch steel wheels. And they are wrapped with tubeless tires. This one has a rating of 255/65 R80. And again, while checking the side profile, you have the proper badging of the Thar incorporated on the wheel arch over here. And then again another Thar badging on this chunky looking mirrors. You also have these latches out here, which again can be removed so that you can remove the whole door when you're doing some off-roading, so that you can get some fresh air and you can do some awesome off-roading over here. You also get a footstep so that getting in and getting outside is very easy. Going side, you have the proper SUV shape on the car. You get a wide window also at the rear. As I told before, you see the wheel arches at the rear. You have circular wheel arch, whereas the front had a squarish shape. And again, these are completely all-terrain tires, so you can use them in the normal roads, comfortable drive. At the same time, you can just go off-roading and have fun in that also. And right now, while checking the rear profile of the car, you have a proper square shape at the back, and it's not bad or anything. It gives a good look with this rear-mounted wheel over here. And again, you have a LED tail lamp, which is surrounded by LED, but in between you have the halogen bulbs. The surrounding is with LEDs, gives a very good stance for the car. And again, if we open this, the bottom part opens separately, and you also need to open this glass to access the boot. You have a decent amount of space wherein this is a Thar. You don't see for a lot of practicality. You can fold down these seats if you want more space, whereas this is what you get. And also, just like the old school, you have these cables which hold the doors again. And again, to close it, first you have to close the glass window and then you shut down the door. Oh, that's satisfaction. It still has that proper thud. It's not just too metal feeling, but yes, you have the luxury feel. It's well engineered. And while checking the bumpers, you have again the dual tone bumpers also at the rear. You have reflectors on the side, and also you have rear mounted sensors, especially which help you at the time of taking reverse in narrow spaces. The all new Mahindra Thar 2020 is BS6, so you also have the AdBlue inlet also over here, which you open by using the key mechanically. And while checking the left hand side portion of the Mahindra Thar, you have the M-Hawk badging. This being a diesel has a M-Hawk, whereas if it's a petrol, you'll be having the M-Stallion, again with the BHP written over here, which is kind of cool. And also you get these antenna which is mounted on the fenders. It's pretty cool looking also over here. And again, you have the indicators also incorporated on the wheel arches. So the petrol engine has a 150 bhp engine. It's called the M-Stallion. And the diesel engine is called the M-Hawk, which produces 130 bhp. So both have the automatic and the manual as told before. So the automatic works with the torque converter. Both the diesel engine and the petrol engine produces 300 Newton meters of torque. And whereas in the petrol, if you consider the automatic, you get 20 Newton meters more in the automatic transmission. And when we are talking about the approach and departure angle, the front approach angle is 41.8 degrees and the rear departure angle is 36.8 degrees. It is very good for you to do off-roading. You're not going to touch anywhere underneath. You can do your off-roading confidently. And when you check on the water wading capacity, you have 650 millimeters of water wading capacity. So it's like you can go anywhere with this car, not an issue at all. And again, if you have some water has got inside your cabin, they are completely washable floors, and also it has drain plugs, so you can completely drain out each and everything. While talking about a little bit on the technical aspect of the all new Mahindra Thar 2020, this is the third generation body on frame ladder chassis. What it gives you is that it gives you comfort, and also at the same time you can do awesome off-roading in this car. And then when you're seeing the suspension, you have independent suspension in the front and multi-link suspension at the rear. Both the axles have the stabilizer bar. And again, if you see the differential, you have the mechanical locking rear differential. And again, to avoid slip, you have electrical braking for individual wheels, so you can do the best off-roading also. You have an electrically controlled switch through which you can change from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive at any moment. So let's check out the interior characteristics of the all-new Mahindra Thar 2020. So while checking on the interior, you have this beautiful steering wheel. You have steering wheel mounted controls. On the right hand side, you have the controls for your cruise control, and on the left hand side, you have the controls for your media and your calls. So while checking on the instrument cluster, once I switch it on, it welcomes you with the name Thar. It's a beautiful entry, I should say. And again, it gives you various informations. The coolest thing which I liked was this one. It shows you in which angle the front wheels are turned to, so that when you're doing off-roading, you need not put your head outside the window and then check it out. And while coming to the left, you have this touchscreen system. Can you believe a Thar? It has come with a touchscreen system. So yes, you have it very useful. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto also on it. And let's say you can just click them easily. You get the power, torque figures, lot of gizmos inside this display. And then you have the buttons. So one thing about these buttons is that they are IP54 is what they call for this complete dashboard and the setup. It means that it is dust and waterproof, so you can do your off-roading. You need not worry that it will cause any trouble to any of the controls over here, so it's all taken care of by Mahindra Thar. And then you have these circular looking AC vents, and when you're going down you have the controls for them, and you have this switch which is a flicking switch, whereas for others it's not switches, it's just the indications of them. And below you have the 12-volt socket, you have two USB charging points and also an aux output. And while checking the gearbox, so this is the manual gearbox, so you can have this 6-speed shifter over here, and this is the one which I told you can change from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive electrically. So once I'm changing this is 4-wheel drive, and to go to neutral I press down and come down, and then the last one is 4-wheel drive. When I'm doing this, I can hear the motors whizzing, so it is all being done electrically over here. So again I press it, I push it on top, and then I push it completely to the front. And again you have a small space over here, and over here you have the controls for your power windows, and you get the old school handbrake and also two cup holders which are surrounded with chrome. So when you're sitting in the passenger side, you will notice that there is a small vinyl which shows the Jeep and two camels over there, which is really cool to see. And then when you're checking down, you have this grab handle over here which has been carried over in all the Jeeps from the beginning. And then you have this dashboard mounted metallic strip over here which shows you the serial number of the car you own. And then also you have a small space out here with speakers also. And then when you're checking the seats, these seats are very comfortable. They give you the right amount of support. They also have the lumbar support for you, so long drives are just easy in this car. So now to access the rear portion of the car, so this Thar comes with front facing rear seats. So to access that, I have a handle on this front seat. I pull that lock, I push the seat completely to the front, so now I have the access. You can also notice one thing, you have a clip over here. It can hold 3 kilograms of weight. It is mentioned over there itself. So let's enter inside the Thar. So yes, I'm seated behind. I have good amount of space. This is a very comfortable place to be seated at the rear. I'm not feeling claustrophobic at all because I have this wide windows over here, so I can see outside. It's wonderful over here. These seats can be reclined also, so I have a strap over here through which if I pull it, I can adjust them front or maybe completely at the back, which is very comfortable. And one thing you need to notice over here is this roll cage. It is exposed. You also have handles on them, something cool to look at. The main thing which I like at the rear is this roof mounted speakers. They are absolutely cool looking, and the major benefit is that you can do your off-roading with loud music blasting in your Thar. So that's it from me on the all new Mahindra Thar 2020. Stay tuned because there's gonna be another video with me driving this car again. For that, you guys need to be subscribed. Please subscribe and support me and the channel's growth. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. For more information on the Mahindra Thar, get in touch with Sirish Auto, the authorized dealers for Mahindra.